Hello everybody, I'm really excited for this episode. My name's Shay Ryan Douglas and I'm here with Dr. Espen, who I'm just going to invite into the channel right now. And it's really exciting. Welcome Dr. Espen. It's a pleasure to have you here, brother. I'm really excited to begin the new year 2021 with this DrE TV. It's conscious media platform with so much censorship happening right now in the world. What we're seeing on our screens, the information that we've been bombarded with and we're given is a good opportunity to question and explore the deeper truths of our reality of this life that we're living. And so intentionally, what Dr. Espen and I have co-created and collaborated on is an 8-part series where we really unpack conscious media, what that is, and the 8 areas of life, so we can understand who we are and what our place is within the world, to bring you ultimately more truths, more uncensored media, more relevant news, and more information that can help you navigate the process of life in an abundant, healthy, and vital way. So I want to welcome Dr. Espen to today's episode. For you guys who are interested in watching, this is going to be just a short update, a little preview about what we're going to go into, and then I'm going to share the link where you guys can join us in the conversation in the live chat feed, and we will unpack the entire 8 areas of life on DrE TV, which is now live on Earth Heroes. Really exciting times. There's some very valuable content if you choose to subscribe. We've got yoga classes that Dr. Espen has taught at a recent retreat up here in Cairns. There's great information and videos on what to prepare for 2021 and how to best understand your place within the world. And we've got a variety of other content, including breathwork, yoga, meditations, and some really insightful documentaries that will absolutely help to change your life in a positive way. So I want to welcome Dr. Espen, and I want to invite you just to share with our viewers who are tuning in right now the importance of understanding the 8 areas of life and how we can, with this awareness, use it and harness it so that we can optimize our energy and the way that we function in our day-to-day lives.
Awesome. Good to see you, everyone. For those watching, absolute privilege to see you again. And for those of you who haven't met, great to meet you. I'm Dr. Espen, and along with Shay Ryan Douglas, we are here to unpack the 8 areas of life. If you imagine a wheel on a car, and this wheel is round and it's complete because it's round. When you're then driving your car down the road, everything's going to be smooth, everything's going to be symmetrical, everything's going to work together. But if you were to take a piece of this wheel, piece of this pie out, the entire ride, the ride of your life, will be Humpty Dumpty. And so most people don't know that there are 8 areas of life, according to the research model, at least that we've been putting together for about 15 years now. And that when these areas of life are asymmetrical or incongruent or incoherent, let's say that the area of life called finances are really low and the areas of health is high, or the areas of mental and emotional state is really low, but the area of finances are high, or the area of relationships are really high, but maybe the area of personal development has been really low, then we have suffering in that particular area of life, which has an effect on our quality of life. So really to firstly gain awareness as to where we are, from 1 being the lowest to 10 being the highest in all of these 8 areas of life, it gives us the awareness. And as I've spoken to before and will continue to speak to again, the first path to self-mastery truly is self-discovery. You have to know where you are in order to shift and change your direction. And now that we're in this new awakening, we're in this new period, we're in this transition into a higher frequency in the world, the first path to taking that step is to truly know where we are. So that's what we're going to do in the DrE TV. We're going to unpack. We're going to show you the 8 areas of life. We're going to talk about the different ones, the symmetry and harmony between them, the suffering and despair that will show up in your life, as I call it, hesitation, procrastination, frustration, desperation, and depression, the 5 pillars of feedback from your soul when things are not in balance, and also give you the actual activity, the actual exercise to do this for yourself so that you know where you are, and therefore you can see where you can focus your energy, attention, and intention for this year to grow that area of life, to create that wholeness, that fullness, that abundance, and that symmetry of your wheel of life.
Yeah, beautiful. So essentially this is all about helping you guys. We want to make this as inclusive as possible, and we want to invite you to join us in the private conversation through DrE TV. So this is a public announcement, public invitation for you to join us to, again, understand what's going on with our bodies. And what I've discovered in the work in the last few years doing the work with DrE is that having a conscious awareness of who I am and how my body actually functions helps me to have a lot more clarity and give me a clearer vision for the future and what's coming. And it's amazing to just observe and witness how things have just unraveled in a divine timing in an unreal way. So this is your invite. I have left a comment on how you guys can join us and subscribe to DrE TV, where we will have these uncensored conversations and these episodes where we really dive deeper into the 8 areas of life. So this is going to be an ongoing series where we also invite experts in the field. So if you are familiar with Dr. Espen's work, you'll understand that each area you can go into even deeper than you could imagine, and relate it back to the area of life, the body part. Dr. Espen will speak to this a lot more, but how it relates to certain parts, whether it's physical or emotional. And today we're going to be just beginning with the understanding the 8 areas of life. Is that right, Dr. E?
That's right. So for those of you watching, I see so many people are commenting. So great to see so many familiar faces. Good to see some new faces here as well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the first part is awareness, right? So when we first know what these areas are and when we are where we are right now, I mean, for our Platinum Elite clients, I do this exercise every 12 weeks with them because it changes all the time. Your life is kind of like, you know, if you imagine that you're on a boat right now, imagine that you're in Australia, where we are, and you're trying to sail to Hawaii. Well, by the time you've sailed 24 hours, if you haven't checked your GPS, you're going to be well off course because the weather's going to be changing, the tides are going to be changing, and you don't really know where you are. Now, this happens to us every single day, and it steals our focus. This is vital. What you focus on is what you get. Where energy goes, energy flows, and energy grows. The number one asset that is you, the number one asset that is the thing that you will always need to cultivate should you wish to live an extraordinary life, is your energy. Number one, this is a fight for energy. This is harvesting energy. This is cultivating energy. This is consciously being aware of what drains our battery and what charges our battery. And it's very, very difficult to do any of that if you don't know where you are, or if you don't know these 8 areas of life. So the first one is a conscious deep dive into the wheel of life, and then it's a process of identifying where we are, and then of course setting out, you know, the course from where we are to where we wish to sail to, which gives us back this number one thing, which is awareness and an increase of energy. And since everything in the universe is energy, frequency, and vibration, I think one of our greatest investments this year should be our own energy. And that starts with awareness, of course. So looking forward to getting into it and getting real.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's the beautiful part about these lives, yeah, is that it is real. This is live conversation that we're inviting you guys to be a part of. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, and I will ask these questions to Dr. Espen as we go through this whole process, so we can go a little bit deeper into it and really uncover what it takes to drop into a deeper sense of awareness. So that's our intention with this, is to invite you guys to come along with the journey, as well as keep it real, keep it raw, keep it relevant to the times, because what we're moving through in this earth right now is a truly unique period of life, and understanding the energy and how it shifts and how it changes so that we can transform and move along with it. And one of the beautiful things that Espen talks about is the journey within, and how potent and powerful it is to begin that journey of awareness. And so we're doing that with this conscious media channel, and we're excited for you guys to join us on that. Dr. Espen, just before we jump over to the Uncensored platform, Do you have a kind of preference or focus or find what the most important element or area of life is to focus on?
Well, it always starts with the first area of life, and I'll give you that right now. Most people don't really recognize that the greatest asset, the greatest wealth is our health. And when I was young, my mother, my father thought that I was well because uh, I didn't have any symptoms. And so the real question then is, does the absence of symptoms, does not having any aches or pains mean that we are well? And of course, the answer is no. I can have heart disease and cancer right now and still feel great. Or I can have an ingrown toenail and feel excruciating levels of pain, yet still be very, very healthy. So it's not just how we feel, it's also how we function. And that's the marriage between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The masculine being the function, the feminine being the feeling, and the marriage between the two, the yin and the yang, which is what gives us the wholeness. And most of the time, we miss 50% of that. We miss half of that piece. So, as the first area of life is physical health, we are going to have a deep dive into that and truly discover the steps that we can take to improve our energy frequency and vibration within our temple, this physical vessel, the only place our spirit and our soul has to live. So that's what we're going to be starting. But of course, it all starts with awareness. And as I say, when we are aware that we are aware, right? That means that when we know that we know, or we are aware that we are aware of our breath, that's when the shift happens. Because everything in the universe, everything that is energy, is awareness. It has an awareness, and everything is connected. And such is also the wheel of life and the 8 areas of life. So it's the fundamental place to get started within. As I always say, those who don't go within, they go without. And once we know the 8 areas of life, then we get started with the first area, the lowest energy center, and then we send our awareness up to the top of the soul star. And then when we can connect back down and integrate it all, we are integrated beings. And that's what really being awakened is all about, I believe, knowing that we're not necessarily of this earth, but on this earth kind of thing, that we're not just a physical self, but that we are a spirit and a soul embodying a physical experience. And therefore, the first step to enlightenment, according to the absolute majority of ancient scriptures across the world, across the cultures, is always physical liberation, physical purification. So firstly, let's learn the model. Let's be aware of where we are. Let's understand where we want to go. And then let's start with the first area of life called physical health.
Beautiful, great description and explanation, Dr. E. I love it. If you guys are watching right now, I want to invite you to drop in the comments any work that you've done with Dr. E in the past, whether it's a QA or you've been on a conscious enterprise retreat or whatever it may be, the 8-week program. Just let us know. And if you're new to his work, you'll know that Dr. E is dedicated neuroscientist and personal development mentor. He's been the mentor of mine for the last 12 months, and I've seen my life and also business radically shift in a ascension model. You know, it's just gone up and up and up, and it's taken me to new places, new heights that I didn't even realize was possible. It's like this new bar has been raised, and there's so many incredible cross-pollinations and collaborations that's materializing because of it. So I want to invite you guys to join us on this journey for the 8 areas of life. We're going to hop off the live through social medias, and again, if you want to join us, I want to invite you to subscribe to DrE TV below. There is a free 7-day trial that you're all welcome to participate in, and then it is a subscription model so that we can really give you high quality value content that is uncensored and just life-changing. So this is really, really exciting times because we just want to give you so much value, so much content, and all you have to do, click the link, jump over. We're going to go live in about 5 minutes where we're going to explore the relevancy of exploring the 8 areas of life, particularly in today's day and age, and how we can shift the paradigm of the earth that we find ourselves in. So thanks, Dr. E. Thank you guys for watching, and we're going to see you soon. Bye for now.
See you soon.